Today we're going to talk about planting garlic. In this video, we're planting Enchilium red garlic. It has a mild garlic flavor and medium-sized bulbs. It's a soft neck variety of garlic, which means it's good for areas like ours that don't have a long cold season. There are also hard neck varieties of garlic. Hard neck varieties develop a tall flowering stem, which is called a garlic scape, and they also grow best in really cold climates. Soft neck varieties, like the ones we're planting today, do not develop a tall flowering stalk, the scape, so their stems stay soft and flexible. In general though, garlic is a very cold hardy plant and can withstand very low temperatures. So if you plant it too early and it grows too much green top growth before the cold sets in, it can actually get damaged. So in our zone here in Georgia, you want to plant garlic in early November. To plant garlic, first we take a bed and add a couple of inches of compost to the whole thing and mix it in well so the soil is nice and loose. If you want to, you could also add a high nitrogen fertilizer to the soil, like blood meal or chicken manure. We then use a thin hoe to make trenches through the bed with about 1 foot distance between each trench. Our beds are wide enough to fit 3 rows with 1 foot in between each. To grow a head of garlic, you actually plant individual garlic cloves, which will grow into heads of garlic. In order to get the cloves ready for planting, we simply break up a lot of heads of garlic into individual cloves. To plant, get 1 clove and put it with the pointed top up and the flat root part down in the soil. The leaves will pop out of the top. You want to plant each clove 6 to 8 inches apart and 2 to 3 inches below the soil surface. We plant them top up like this so it's easy for them to sprout and grow. We usually put all the cloves in place down the rows so we can check them before they get covered up in soil. When all the cloves are in place, we walk back down the rows to check their spacing, making sure all the cloves are properly spaced apart and making sure they're all point up. We also want to check that they're all level with one another and are at even depth, since sometimes when you form the trenches, there'll be some parts of the row that are higher than others. Once everything looks good, we cover them all gently with soil. After planting, we irrigated the beds using drip tape irrigation. After the irrigation was in place, we mulched the beds with wheat straw fairly heavily. We cover the entire bed and want them to be fully covered, but not in such a thick layer that they have trouble sprouting up. You could also mulch with leaves if you don't have straw. When planting garlic, since they aren't baby plants that will be exposed to sun or rain, it doesn't matter what time of day you plant them, but be sure to give them a good water afterwards so you get root development as quickly as possible. You want to start planting garlic cloves a few weeks before the first frost and let them grow for about 110 days before harvesting. However, since we're overwintering this garlic, meaning we're planting it in early November before it gets really cold, and then we'll leave it in the ground for the whole winter, it will go dormant in the coldest months, from about December to February. When a plant is dormant, it's still alive, but it won't really grow during this time. This means we won't harvest this garlic until about mid-June. There are a couple of ways you can tell garlic is ready to harvest. When you start to see a bulb developing and peeking out of the ground, like you might see the top of a beet or a turnip, you know it's ready. If it's a hardneck variety, when the garlic grows a scape, you also know it's ready. You can cut off the scape and eat it too. It has a really nice mild garlic flavor. Lastly, when a garlic head is ready, all the leaves except the very top ones will turn yellow and die off. Once it's harvested, garlic can be stored for a really long time if you hang the garlic heads somewhere with good aeration around them and somewhere they won't get wet. Softneck varieties like this one will be good for about 6 months or so. Hardneck varieties of garlic can be stored for even longer. So now you know the basics of garlic planting and harvesting. Put any questions you have in the comments and subscribe to this channel to see more videos soon. Thanks for watching.